topic. Let us see what is meant by thermodynamics. Can anyone share? What is meant by thermodynamics? Which student can you know what is meant by thermodynamics?
Study about the flow of heat.
Okay. We are studying about the study of heat and flow. So how heat is converted into form? Any others? How is heat is usually utilized? In what form?
Chemical energy is better after the heat mechanical to know the concentration.
Very good. So here, so the chemical energy, the fuel is converted into some heat energy, and heat energy is converted into some mechanical energy. Okay. So here some process takes place. So now we are going to deal with these. What are the different type of thermodynamic process? So our topic is thermodynamic process. Okay. But we have already discussed about the thermodynamic process. Can anyone say what are the different types of thermodynamic process? What you have discussed in the previous classes? What are the different types of thermodynamic process? Can anyone share? Tell me if you know what is the different type of thermodynamic process. On basis of three different mass and energy or classified as three states.
Three-stage system is open system, closed system, and isolated system.
Three states are open system,
Closed system and isolated system.
very good system. Okay. So we have already discussed about the open system, closed system and isolated systems. So now we are going to see about the non-flow process and then flow process. Okay. Non-flow process and flow process. So what is the difference between flow process and non-flow process? So in non-flow process, mass does not transfer. Mass transfer does not take place in the non-flow process. Whereas in the flow process, what happens is mass transfer takes place. Okay, mass transfer takes place. Okay. So these are the two main types. So coming to the non-flow process, here we are having reversible and irreversible. Okay. Here we are having two types. In the non-flow process we are having irreversible process and reversible process. So what is the difference between irreversible process and what is meant by reversible process? Okay. So here this reversible process can be classified into many types. Okay. Let us see the classification and then we can go for the process. So in reversible process we are having constant volume process. Okay. And then we are having constant pressure process, and then we are having constant temperature process, and then we are having adiabatic process. Okay, and then we are having polytropic process. Okay, we are having 5 different reversible processes. One is constant volume, constant pressure, constant temperature, adiabatic process, and polytropic process. So what is the significance of constant volume processes? Here volume is constant throughout the process. Okay, volume is constant throughout the process. And here coming to the constant pressure, pressure is constant throughout the process. And here temperature is constant. Okay, and we are seeing adiabatic process. Here heat transfer Q is 0. heat transfer does not take place in the adiabatic process. So there are other different names for this constant cooling process. We are having, this is isophoric, here it is called as isobaric, isothermal, and here it is isentropic. So the other names of these constant volume is this one. Here in the adiabatic process we are having the term PV power gamma is equal to constant, and here PV power N is equal to constant. Here gamma is the adiabatic index, gamma value is 1.4, and here N is called as polytropic index, N value is 1.2. Okay, so these are all the different reversible processes. So what is the irreversible processes? If you are having a gas like this, okay, when this gas is opened, this gas freely expands and enters into this place. Okay, for example, if you take a balloon, if the air inside the balloon is opened, again the air is gone outside, can be replaced inside? No. So that is irreversible process. That is irreversible process. But here reversible processes, we can reverse the process. Where it can start, we can reverse it. But here it cannot be reversed. So here the best example is free expansion of gases. Free expansion of gases is the best example for reversible process. Thank you.